just in wrapping up, I want to say again, for me, guys, this is a personal issue. I got 3 kids, a bunch of nieces and nephews in this state, all kinds of friends of those guys. I think of them all the time and how the heck they're going to figure out a way to find affordable housing in this state down the road. I'm also a business guy. I work for a health and human services organization, and we are in the business of employing many, many thousands of people across the country, actually, but I think all the time about what this kind of a law means to our ability to have housing for the people who do the work for us that's so desperately needed in our communities. So thank you for being here. As you've all heard, this is a critically important issue this fall. There'll be plenty of other political activity, campaigns going on, but this one in particular, when it comes to the future economic and social well-being of our state, protecting the law that provides affordable housing for all of our citizens in this state is absolutely essential. We appreciate you taking the time to be here. We look forward to working with you throughout the coming months to make sure that this question gets resolved appropriately, and we're most grateful for the support. I don't know whether anyone has any questions at this point. Francie, we probably ought to allow for some questions. If not, we're headed up to testify at this hearing at 10:30. So, no questions? Kevin?
Yeah. The other side of this issue had the news conference out front, and they pointed, basically, there have been several audits in recent years showing that developers have abused this process.
Yeah.
You've probably seen some of those.
Seen some of those reports. Appreciate the question. It's a great opportunity to clarify this. There's been well over 1,000 developments, Kevin, over 1,000 developments. According to the research I've done, and this is something I looked into personally in a careful way, care a lot about the reputation of the laws. I'm out there pushing our case. At this point, I believe there's been five developments where there have been questions raised about the developer's adherence to the law. I believe a couple of them have been settled, and the rest are in the process. One may be in court, and the rest are in the process of being worked through. I think that those facts speak for themselves. I would just say, as the spokesperson for our coalition, we've taken the position consistently in our conversations with people around the state that if there's any question about whether a developer is complying with the law, there ought to be an effort to make sure that things are cleared up and they're held accountable if they have not been. So from the standpoint of the coalition, we believe it's very important that developers are held to complying with the law. And I might just also say that there have been questions raised about developers making money off of this. It's fair to say this is the one law that actually places a cap on what developers can make. So in helping people to understand how this works, what it means, I think those be just my quick thoughts in responding to the question, and appreciate it. Anything else?
What's the cap on what developers?
Yes, 20%, right? Yeah, that's exactly correct. Thanks for the question.
Well, I guess that one of the complaints has been that developers could move figures all around, and expenses here and expenses there, and that they able to make more than 20%.
Look, I think the regulations, and there have been some efforts in recent years to clarify how this works, making sure that there won't be the kind of abuse that people have been concerned about. And again, I remind you those facts. 5 cases raised out of a total of about 1,000. Over 1,000. So I think those facts are very compelling. But I think that the reality is that the way the law has been structured, and the evidence would suggest it, that this is not a situation where there's rampant. There needs to be concerns about rampant abuse of the law. It's just not true. It's just not factually the case. So, and I think we're in a great position to be able to talk about that, and that'll be an important part of the campaign. And and let me say again, we applaud the efforts of those that are out there trying to make sure that developers are held accountable for complying with the law. We applaud those efforts. So, thank you. Anything else? All righty. See you at the